Say what's up. Say your face.
On my good side.
How's she looking? Right now?
Kinda, but like low.
All right, well, we'll cut that part out.
Yeah, we cut that part out.
Oh
my god, yay. Okay, where's me?
What's up, Daniela Mora? We'll do a quick promo so you get settled in. March 16th, 8 p.m., 145 Bowery at the Moxie Hotel. We have the Ted Jones Comedy Show, and obviously it's going to be lit. Check the link in this YouTube video. You've actually done the Ted Jones Comedy Show.
I have. Wait, I'm having
Did you have a fun time?
I had so much
Everyone
fun.
has a moment with you. Just
This
flip
is hard.
that.
Okay,
Flip
here
that.
we go.
There you go.
Okay. Oh my god.
What's up? Good to see you, Daniela. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Oh, this is fun.
So what's up? We got a lot to cover today.
We have a lot to talk about. I love that there's a mirror right here, so I can just stare
good.
at myself.
So you're going to Pennsylvania this weekend? I just saw.
I am. How random.
Yeah, I don't know. A little bit random.
Really random. Also, I was like, oh, we're going to the city, like Philly, but we're going like bumblefuck.
Oh, you're going with other comics too.
Cheesecake Factory ass place, probably.
You're, for the most part, a city girl, right? I wouldn't consider you a suburban girl, even though you live just outside of the city.
Yeah, no, I mean, I used to, but yeah, now I'm a...
Well, you grew up.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say I'm a city girl. I have probably the worst direction sense of anybody that I know.
Do you know left and right?
Yeah, that learned recently, but...
what, east and west?
Northwest, east, south, like...
That's tough to learn. There's also 4 of them. By the way, like northeast...
west.
Northeast, west, south. News.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I knew that. Cut this.
So Daniela, you're a comedian / memer extraordinaire.
Yes.
Let's talk about your life. Growing up in the outskirts of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Your high school life, dating life. Let's get into it.
Okay, where do we start?
You tell me. Where do you want to start?
Okay, wait. I was originally born in the Bronx. So
Okay.
it's a plot twist.
Not near Yankee Stadium.
No, like Throgs Neck Soundview energy.
So is that by
It's
the
like
George
kind of by the
Washington
water.
Bridge?
By the water.
Right across the water is New Jersey.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So let's pretend.
What? That you're from New Jersey?
No.
We can do that.
No, we can't. That would be bad.
I was born in New Jersey, by the way. I
worse.
lived there for 6 weeks,
you
so
were?
bite your tongue.
Oh,
yes.
wow. Okay, excuse me.
But I'm born in New York City. I just say New Jersey for the
Yeah.
extra spunk. They're like, oh my God, he's a Jersey boy
Yeah,
too?
okay, Jersey
And he smells
boy.
good?
Whoa, this is rare. Rare breed.
And by the way, you just walked into the apartment. It smelled
did. It
good.
smells
I don't know
amazing.
if we're going to keep that part in when you
We
were like,
sh-
oh my God, it smells good.
I
but
know,
we might.
and then I walked in on his rug with my dirty shoes, and he almost shot me. Not actually, but hey.
Close.
He was very close. Okay, no, so from the Bronx, and then we moved to Westchester. We gentrified ourselves.
So you went to, what, middle school?
Yeah, so I
in
went to
Westchester?
I went to middle school, high school, and then still there. Pelham.
Okay, and where'd you go to college?
University of Delaware.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. So I
Weird.
almost played tennis there for a moment. Sports teams, sometimes it's like, especially in tennis, when there's not much funding behind the team, it's kind of like, all right, well, your grades will get you in.
Yeah.
But if somebody has better grades and they're like maybe a little bit more diverse than me, then like they would potentially get the spot on the tennis team. Especially on the tennis team.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But being Jewish, it's kind of diverse, but not for tennis.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Are
if I
you
was on the basketball
100%
team.
Jewish?
Yes, my mom converted before I was born, and my dad
wow.
grew up 100% Jewish, and I can still do my Torah portion.
Wow.
Which I
Okay,
do
that's
break
a flex.
out all the time.
Humble brag over here.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Sheesh.
Are you Jewish?
No, I get that a
Interesting.
lot though. I get that a lot.
That you're Jewish?
Yeah, a
And
lot.
do people ever call you Danielle instead of Danielle?
Yeah.
You're
Oh
like,
my
girl.
god. I know. They're like Danielle. I'm like, ew.
Wait, what was that?
I don't know.
Was
They
the
kind
A
of
like
do that.
middle initial?
Yeah, they kind of just like throw the A off and just spice it up.
Get
and
that
then,
A in there.
Or they'll do Daniela with 2 L's, which is equally as painful.
And do people sometimes confuse the last name too with 2 R's?
Yeah, or they'll do like a U, and I'm like,
Mora.
yeah, I was like, whoa. They're like, Mor. I'm like,
Oh,
wait.
shit. That
I
was
know.
lit, by the way.
They kind of do it kind of well. But
But
I was like,
you're Spanish or
yeah,
not?
no, I'm 100% Hispanic, yeah.
Oh, yo hablo español un poco, pero no mucho.
poquito.
Pero cuando personas españolas en el cuarto,
La clase.
yeah, hola, en la cuarto, hola.
Yeah, no.
Me llamo TEDJONESWORLD, hola.
That's as much as I know too. So
Oh.
that's equally embarrassing.
100%
I know
Hispanic
that's
there.
bad. I'm supposed to be the Spanish teacher
Yes.
here. Well, because my mom is fluent, but my dad is not.
Did your mom speak fluent Spanish growing up in the house?
Yeah, but like
wow.
it was hard because like, you know, the cat couldn't respond, you know, like no one could like join in combo with her because we'd be like, hola, you know, like we
But it was
weren't
just you
there
and your
yet.
mom speaking a lot of Spanish together?
Like she would try, but we were like, what does door mean? You know, like we couldn't like
but
respond
even
back
from
that
even
well.
from birth though, you didn't pick it up pretty quickly?
No, I guess because they didn't like speak it regularly because it was just my mom that was fluent.
Like your mom wasn't speaking it with your dad.
Yeah, like she would be like talking to the wall and we're like, hola, you know, like then we would kind of get it. But when I did study abroad in college, I would say I got the tongue a bit more.
Oh, you went to what, like Barcelona?
I went to Madrid, yeah,
Okay.
because I'm different.
So when my girlfriend went abroad, like I was a senior and she was a junior at the time, and we had already been in a long distance relationship. That like ruined me when she went abroad.
Really? Yeah, that's
I
also.
think she had a great time. That ruined me, I tell you.
You were sick and she's like
It was
living her best life.
awful because I was also a
Yeah.
senior. She was a junior, and
wow.
she went to school in DC.
Yeah.
I went to school in Yukon in the suburbs. She was going to school in the city.
Oh my
And every time
God.
I visited kids were freaking spending all this money on tables and
Oh
shit at
my
the clubs
gosh.
in DC. I was like,
Oh my God, they go
wanted to punt
crazy
them.
at DC. Yeah,
yeah,
I like
because
that
there's a lot of
punt kid.
a lot of like diplomat type kids.
That
You know,
makes
they're
sense.
spending their
Yeah.
parents' money.
Law vibes.
So yeah, so it was just like it was tough for me when my girl
Interesting.
went abroad. Did
Yeah.
did you have like a boyfriend situation before you went abroad or no?
No. I was a young thought, pre and post and current.
So did you meet some like Spanish boys? or
I
what?
did. You know what? I met a lot of boys. A lot of like, there were like a lot of colleges also there. And
Like
I was
American?
yeah, like Syracuse and like big schools, Michigan and stuff like that. And I went alone actually because I was like, let me just like feel the vibes. So that was cool. And then I was like on dating apps.
What did they? Because this was probably like what, like 5 years ago when you were in college.
Yeah.
So what was it? Tinder though back then or Bumble?
I was on Tinder and I was on Hinge and I was on Bumble.
Okay.
Could I get a grip?
Well, I feel like that was standard though. Back
That
like
was
5 years ago,
standard,
everybody
yeah.
was like trying which app was the
Yeah,
best.
I was like, those are my big three, you know?
Yes.
So that, and then I like, my funniest date probably is like I went out with like an NFL player. Yeah.
In
In
Spain?
Madrid. Yeah. How random.
Wait, but was he playing and then why was he there?
No, he was like fully backpacking alone, staying in a hostel.
Whoa, that's kind of cool though.
That was cool. I'm like, be hot and like have like a suite and like a
Yeah,
penthouse.
wait, what?
Yeah, he's
especially
like,
if he was in the NFL.
yeah, and he's like, hostel, should I come in? There's like a woman watching, you know, like it was weird.
Yeah, is he rich now at least? Or?
I don't know. He was on The Bachelor.
Oh, okay.
Which
So you're
is a
giving
flag.
away like a
I'm
few
giving away a little
hints.
too much.
Could have been
information.
Jesse Palmer. I don't know, but like that's the only one maybe I know.
No, it was like you wouldn't know him. Like he's random. He was like when I would just match with him, I literally was just such a clout chaser that I saw he was verified. I'm so
yeah.
well, I saw he was verified and I was like, hello, you know, like then I was like super like suddenly we have so much in common.
People have mentioned to me that I should potentially try to go on The Bachelor.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
would.
if I don't know if I
feel
want
like
to do
you would
it.
be good.
Yeah, I think I would be, but I don't
think
want to be.
it'd-
I don't want to be overshadowed by me being on The Bachelor. That people might
Agreed.
not know that I'm a funny person
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
have
yeah.
over 320 episodes of the pod.
Yeah.
You know, people be like, "Oh, who's this kid who's fucking on the show?" And then they go back and then they're like, "Oh, he's got a lot of episodes of the
Yeah,
pod,
oh, he's kinda
and the
sick.
vlog and the freaking comedy show,
Whoa,
right?" The
yeah,
kid's
and he
grinding.
got last impression rose. Shit.
Yeah, literally. He slid into your DM, or this was on an app.
So this was like on Tinder. Then I think we like went to Instagram.
Oh, and then you saw it.
And then it was funny. Like he's like a lot older at the time. He's probably like 32, 34
At the time?
Yeah, and I was like 21 ish. And then, you know, it was all chill. Like I was like, let's meet at this bar. And
Yeah.
I was like with a bunch of college kids and people was like, is that your uncle behind you? Like,
You know what's crazy? I just recently, I guess we could talk about this. I switched my preferences on the apps to a lot
Older?
younger.
Oh,
No.
wow,
Like
wow.
like to the point where other people aren't so comfortable when they hear their ages. But I'm like, look,
What are the ages? I was
DiCaprio
gonna
is
say, you're
dating
in your
girls under
DiCaprio
25.
era.
Okay, so I'm 31 and a half.
Oh, that's chill.
So my preference is I put 18 to 25.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not looking for a girl who's 18, but like
Yeah.
34 and 21 wouldn't be so far
That's
off.
not too bad. Yeah. I mean, when I was in college, I was hooking up with someone older too, I would say.
But did your friends think that was weird? Did you think it was weird? Like, what was the perception of it?
I guess it was more like this was like funny, and it was kind of just like I'm doing it for the bit. Or I mean, he was cool. It's not like I like hated myself.
But was he like successful?
No.
Interesting.
He was like a bartender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I was like, it's for the bit. And I don't know, it was like kind of hot. I was like, serve me a drink, and I was like, see you later.
And you also probably maybe didn't take it as seriously.
Yeah.
Or didn't feel like you need to take it as seriously, which is like, kind of where I am right now.
I like that, yeah. You just want like kind of like pretty chill
like
girl.
I went on a date with a girl who was 28. She was super cool, super pretty, whatever, but she like was talking a little bit about babies and was like talking about like married.
Yeah.
And I don't think she was implying anything.
Yeah.
But I think she was. Yeah. And I was like, this is not happening for me within the next 3 years for sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting married, not having kids 100% within the next 3 years.
No.
So ideally I would want to look for someone in that ballpark of
That's
the 18 to 25.
Chilling, yeah.
Yeah. That is like maybe wants to get serious, but like will also take their time in this situation. Not saying that girls that are above 25 aren't taking their time, but just like they've maybe had a few boyfriends. I don't know. You tell me if I'm right.
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely, I feel like at a 25-ish age, everyone's like, I'm going to be 30. What do I do?
Yeah.
But
I think also we're living longer, slightly at least from our parents. You know, like at least 2.5, 3 years longer.
Yeah. Also, God bless. But also I feel like we're just like progressing more in a sense of like, you know, no one needs to get married by 28. You know, like it's more of like kind of like a fluid thing and like less pressure, which is nice.
How do the DMs look right now for you? Do you ever get like DMs that you'll respond to and then continuously like go on dates by it? Because I feel like that never really works. At least on my phone.
It depends. I mean, like I'm really right now and like I want to meet people IRL in real life.
Which is old school.
Yeah, it's old school, but because I'm over it because I feel like I'm definitely a different way online as well.
You think so?
A little bit. I mean, I'm definitely cool, calm, and collected, but I'm also like being psychotic on TikTok, like screaming, and people probably think I have mental problems, which that is probably true. But hey, that's true. But yeah, I don't know. It depends. I will answer DMs if they're like fun. And like I will look at the profile first, definitely. If I see like if a mutual, you know, I'll snoop a bit. If he's like cute, I'm like LinkedIn check, Facebook check.
Oh, the LinkedIn check, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can see so many pictures online now from a person, and then kind of get to know them online.
Yeah.
But does that scare you if somebody goes to your TikTok first?
Yeah, but also
it does?
No, because I'm just like you know, everything that I put out there, I'm like take it or leave it type of vibe. So if you can handle like that, that's nice. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've definitely had. Even people from shows that I've like done a show and they'll be like DM me after and be like, you killed it, like put me in your bed, I'll take you out. I'm like, ew.
Do you like that? Oh no.
Ew, Raphael. Yeah, I don't know. It depends because I'm just like, you just want to be a part of the bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, you need to have more riz for me.
But has that ever worked though? Somebody sliding into your DM after watching you do a set?
Yes, that has worked.
Really?
But yeah, I mean it didn't end well now. We don't speak.
Right.
The
so it worked for the
success rate,
moment.
yeah, they work like physically,
Yeah.
but the success rate is low.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. I had a show. It was like in like a dumpling shop. I don't know. Was that a restaurant? It was a nice restaurant, but it was that type of show that they didn't know comedy was coming, and they just throw me on stage. I'm like, knock, knock.
Oh, right.
And they were like, "What the hell is this woman saying?" Like, I just like popped in. And honestly, I did not think I did my best. I like left very shortly after because I had a wedding the next day. And yeah, I saw these two guys. They were like young and cute. And I just like made eye contact, but I wasn't going to be like, hi, I'm Daniela. And so like a week later, one of them messaged me. And
A week?
Like, a week.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
yourself.
step it up, my guy.
Oh, that was attractive or not attractive?
That was attractive. You were saying, wait a minute, and I was even saying, why didn't you do it second of? I guess it would depend. Yeah, I guess if it was like moment of or like an hour, it would have been like chill. But I guess a week, like I then went to his profile and I was like, oh my God, I remember him. Like that's funny.
Interesting. So maybe the waiting game is the move.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And then when I met up with him and he went on a date, I was like, how did you find my Instagram? As if I like don't write my handle on my forehead. And he was like, oh yeah. And here we go. Where's my shirt?
We'll get you a shirt. We'll get you a shirt after the episode.
And then nothing. He was like, oh my God, my roommate saw you on TikTok and like came in his room, was like, didn't we see this girl last week?
Oh, wow.
And
I wonder if that
like,
was
yeah.
true.
I
Probably,
know.
but maybe not.
Yeah, I was like, I guess. But did you like put like an air tag in my pocket? Like,
Yeah,
what's that about?
Right.
But yeah, so sometimes it works. His DM was just like funny, so I answered it.
I don't think I ever, going back to not being as self-deprecating as I was before, I don't know if I actively like slide into DMs
Yeah, I was gonna
looking
say,
for
what's
anything.
your process?
I don't really
Yeah.
do it. As I think of like the last year, I've been trying to put minimal effort into the dates and trying to go on dates. Like I'll match with a girl on an app and then I'll kind of I think she'll probably have to send the first message.
Wow, really? You're that tight?
In order for me to like really be into
like,
it.
okay,
Otherwise it feels like a waste. It's
Yeah,
just like
I
it's
feel
too much
that.
hunting.
Yeah.
And I'm vegan, you know? I don't want to be hunting
You don't
so
have the
much.
strength for that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I feel that because honestly, it must be kind of tiring for men at some point. Just
Oh my
because
God, thank you for saying that.
I know. I mean, I'm like, I throw away my feminism. Once I see a boy, I'm like, hello, I love cooking. Pass me an oven mitt.
But it's tough. It's, guys can spend a lot of freaking money a month going on dates and pursuing
That's so
dates.
true.
Like a lot of my friends will legitimately be going on at least one date a week.
Oh
That's
my God.
$150.
That's a lot.
per week.
Also, it's like if you really like the girl, you're going to need to step it up. You know what I mean? There's so much.
And then like that first date, like you got to put in more work after that. I
and
feel
then,
like maybe
like,
back before these dating apps, like
this
maybe
could've-
girls were a little easier.
I know. I would have been like, meet me at the bus stop. Like,
Yeah, and
that's
then
a
that was
cute
it.
date.
Yeah. What do you expect out of a first date? Does a guy need to take you to dinner or what?
I feel like
This is like how to date
I know,
Daniela Mora.
literally.
That could be a good title.
this
actually.
is a good How to Date Daniela Mora
Yeah.
101.
Okay.
I would take the class.
Maybe a good title for this video. We'll see if we used it.
I feel like that would get a lot of clicks.
Yeah, all right.
I would say drinks and like apps on the table vibe, but like I don't want to eat and have like fettuccine on my face. You know what I mean? Like I don't want like a full thing.
Coffee date?
Coffee date, I could be down. I feel like I need to be like a little tipsy.
Yeah, maybe take some shots.
Yeah,
before the
be
coffee
like
date.
a martini. But it would need to be, I could do like a casual date. I'm also a big fan of like meeting even soberly. Like the other day I was on the bus and there was just a cute guy next to me. And I was like,
And he talked to
"Hey."
you or you talked to
I
him?
literally was a monster. And I was like, hey. He was like, hello.
What? Girls do this? Wait, so you talked to him? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was like, oh my God, he's super cute. And then we just got on the bus and we were like standing next to each other. And then I'm just like weirdly friendly that I was like, oh, I need to say something. I don't really know what, but I kind of just like, I think the bus like literally made a curve and I was like, whoa, oh my God. He was like, what the fuck? But then then we got into it and I was just like, oh, where are you coming
like, oh,
from?
you're
He was like,
there you
what
go.
the fuck? Yeah. And I was like, my leg. Like I was like being like a little dramatic, but then started talking. I was like, this bus is like so rickety.
This
And
is
he
very
was like,
authentic.
Yeah. And then, we chatted, we exchanged numbers in an Instagram.
Yeah.
He hasn't asked me out, so maybe that doesn't work.
Do you ever feel like different pressure? Because I feel like when we're obviously not that different in age, but I feel like when I was coming up, it was way more things had to happen in real life when I was like 18, 19, 20, as opposed to when you were 18, 19, 20. Do you ever feel like some people are really stuck behind only meeting maybe online or only in person? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like for me, like when I want attention and like I want some male validation, I'm gonna like go to the apps and text everyone,
Yeah.
hey, you know.
Think
But then
fit
I'm
the
like, I
situation.
don't know these people and I can't be that weird. I don't know, it's not as fun and like obviously long term, but like for I guess like maybe long term or feeling more comfortable meeting a person is nice. But I've definitely met people off the apps that I've like continued with for a bit.
Do you ever feel like guys catfish on the apps as much as girls catfish on the app?
Whoa, take that back.
No, I literally
is
have.
Is that true?
Okay, yes, I literally wrote it down here. Okay, so I wanted to. These are things that like. This is like the catfish 101.
Okay,
I feel
give
like.
it to me.
Okay, so if the girl is not smiling in any of her pictures,
Oh.
she has too many pictures of sunglasses.
That's a good one.
She has too many drinks in her photo, like
Oh.
martini in front of the face, like champagne.
Like doing like a
Yes,
side eye.
she's giving the middle finger in pictures.
Just doing like a
Yes.
and like it's one
Yes,
eye and you're like nice hair.
yeah, we're building like a nightmare profile right
I
now.
can see the portfolio.
Yeah, blue butterfly in the profile.
Jail.
You know what I mean, for the bio.
Yeah, those are the words.
And then something negative in a bio. Like things to look forward to. Not me. I'm a terrible time.
oh my
like,
god,
I am bad news.
Yeah, just
So I
feel
think
like
just
worst night of your life.
like not showing your face, not
Yeah.
showing your smile, and being negative. Which I
feel
think are
that.
3 things that people can avoid. Do guys ever do this?
I feel like with guys,
You ever see like a guy like head up and then you
I
get there and he's
know,
like,
I know, and I'm like, hi,
chunky.
thump.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like it's more guys in their profiles, and I'm just like, who's who? Like sometimes when they're too boysed
Right.
up, that's like hot and kind of not hot at the same time because I'm like, oh my god, your friends are hotter than you. But then it's also nice to know you have a social life. But also, I'm like, are you like weird and like too like frat type of thing? So that's confusing. But I feel like as for like catfish energy, it would be more so like, I don't know, I went on a date kind of recently. This was a bad date. And he was like, I don't know, just like he looked different. Like he was just like, in his photos, he was like exuberating, kind of like goofy and like smolder. And then he was like,
filters or no?
no filter. But then like when I met him, it was like dad humor and like a belt and like, I don't know, weird. I was like, what the fuck?
How many dates are you going on now? A month, if you don't mind saying.
Honestly, I think I only went, I know this is the real tea right now.
This is the real Riz with Daniela Mora.
I don't know. I mean, honestly,
Once a week. Well,
no,
how many
not
times?
once a week.
Okay,
I
fine.
would
How
say,
many
like,
times are guys
2
asking you? 2 times what? A
2
month?
times a month, maybe. I think last month I went on 1 or 2. I don't know if they were exactly the same, but one guy I met in my apartment building, and he was a wet napkin. God bless.
What do you mean met at your apartment building?
Like
He
we
lives in
were
your
like,
building?
yeah, he lives in my building.
Yeah.
And I was like doing work in like a common space, and then he was like, hey. I was like,
Do you ever get
hello?
nervous about having to deal with the second date? I sometimes
Yeah,
deal with that.
well,
I'm like, I don't want her to think I'm a fucking dick. But
I
like,
know.
I also don't want her
I was
to
like,
pursue a
thanks
second
for
date.
the drinks, but toodaloo.
Yeah, so
yeah.
how does that work? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, honestly, I went on 2 bad dates recently. The first one probably didn't do my best second date debrief because it was a guy in the apartment building, and he was like, oh, do you want to come up and get a drink? And I was like, no.
Number 2, you mean? That was the second time he asked you?
No, it's still the first date. Like, and then I was like, no, but thank you. Good night. And then thankfully we like lived in different elevators.
Oh, okay,
so we were
different
like,
banks.
we like walked in together, like checked our mail. I was like, ew.
Or you were like, bye, and you both walked in the same direction?
Literally, the doorman's like, I'll click it. I'm like, I hate this. But then it was that. And then he, hit me up for a next date, like I think the next day or 2. And then I didn't answer. I just did a ghost.
Full ghost.
I did a full ghost.
Damn. Okay,
I know.
so
and I was like, if he sees me
Yeah.
again, the lease got to be cut short. I don't really
did
know.
did he follow
He
back
didn't
up
do
on
a
that?
follow back up, so I feel
Alright,
like he
good
got
for
the
him.
vibes.
Yeah.
Also, I was like, he was fine.
I feel like there's sometimes like a quiet ghost and a real ghost.
Yeah.
I've sort of gotten I think the quiet ghost.
Yeah, quiet ghost meaning
Recently.
like really back away.
Yeah, kind of like she took a long time to respond.
Okay,
and I
that's
kinda
a
got
quiet
the
ghost,
message.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Compared to like a hard ghost,
Yeah, like
meaning
no
like
response.
disappear. Yeah, I guess I did hard ghost then.
Is there any real way to end a short fling or a relationship
Or just
or
like
a
one day you don't
situationship?
even know him. Yeah.
So is there a good way to end it?
I don't-
That maybe a guy wouldn't have his
Wouldn't-
feelings hurt?
yeah.
Because I tell you, guys get their feelings hurt
They
probably all the
do.
time.
Oh my god, this is news to me. Well, this other date that I went on that was also not the best. He's bless his soul. It was just not a match.
Was he good looking?
No, I mean he.
No, what?
No.
So then how did you end up on a date
No,
with
I
him?
guess he was cute. It's the one that I was like, oh my god, like his pictures look like kind of suave. It was also that time where I was like, you know what, I just want attention type of thing. And
Danielle, this is a behavior though that all girls do that I
Yeah.
don't
You don't
approve.
understand. Well,
and oh my god, so
Well-
you one time, let me tell you this actually because
Okay,
you
tell.
definitely don't know. One time I had heard you. I don't know if it was on a TikTok or an Instagram reel. I don't think it was on
Okay.
stage, but you were talking about how girls will get the ick, and
Yes.
like there's certain situations that all girls kind of talk about certain icks. You were talking about how like if a guy loses his balance on the subway, like ick. Was that you? Was that on stage or was that like
No,
real?
that's a TikTok.
I
Yeah.
legitimately like have a bit about girls like communicating on all the icks. They're like, oh my god, his best friend has a 2-seater convertible and he got out of the back of the 2-seater convertible.
Ick, literally.
It's like you girls are all coming together to just
formulate a riot.
group
That's-
ick.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the question before I went off on that tangent?
Before you just made it an ick. Oh no, the second day that I went on, it was just, this is like one for the actual books. I didn't need to start it from the beginning. I feel like I just go on this date, it's chill. We walk into this bar and then he's sitting on a bar stool. And I'm like, my guy, like, get the table. Like,
Wait, you both got to the restaurant together?
He was there first. And
Were you late?
I was actually early. I mean, he was earlier, but I was like maybe 4:01. Like I was like a minute.
It was a 4 o'clock date?
No, I misspoke. I guess
Oh,
it was
you're
like
talking about the
8:01.
pod today?
Yeah, literally. It was like 1 minute.
Yes, Danielle
Getting
was 1
a
minute
dump,
to, but way better than other comics. Sometimes
good.
comics show up
Oh my
here
God,
30
no,
minutes
I was
late.
very,
Like, bro.
I was like,
Yes,
I'm
very on
impromptu.
time, yes.
And then he was just sitting on a bar stool and I was like, ew.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, I can, like, his cracks out. Like, I don't know. I just was like.
Oh, so he was like butt towards the door.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, that's not a good posture for anybody on a bar stool.
Sure.
So that's one. And I was like, okay. So I sat down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like bust my jeans open, like on this stool, whatever, being normal. And then I like sit and there's just like a lot of other people at the bar. There was this older guy next to me who was like drunk. I presume, we don't know. And I'm talking to my date who I barely know. And then whatever, he's already not the vibe, but I'm like enjoying my beer, pretending I'm deaf and blind. And then this old man, I'm like sitting like this talking to my guy, and this old man grabs my arm, like just kind of like does this. And then I'm like, hello. And I was like, oh my God, like, don't touch me. Like, what the fuck? And my date's like, what happened? Oh, you know him? Hey, buddy. Anyway, I'm like, no, I don't know him. Like, that was weird, whatever. And I'm like, weird. I don't want to be sitting next to this creepy man.
First of all, also sitting at a bar for first date, I don't think is the move.
That's what I'm saying with the stool. And nonetheless, like, why am I sitting in the middle as a beautiful young lady? And then 2 seconds after, even weirder, the old man again like touches like the small of my back, and then I was like,
and the jeans were about to pop open.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm like whale tail.
Wait, oh my God!
I was just like, what? And then my date's like, what? Don't touch her. Like, try. And then I was like.
This is like cringe.
No, this was like
my cringe.
No, this was like a demon nightmare. Like I literally was like, this is horrible. And then I was like, ew, this whole thing just turned me off so much more. And then I just like got up. I was like, don't fucking touch me. You're weird. You're weird. Sorry, I didn't say that, but I was like, y'all weird. But I was just like, this isn't it. And we just got up, and then I felt bad because it was literally 20 minutes into the date, but I knew it was time to go. But I was like, oh, like, let's get a drink, like, across the street. Like, maybe I'll give him an hour. So that was it. But the good thing about this one is that
You knew right away.
And then when I was like, oh, I'm gonna go, and then he was like, second date, and I was like, no.
He said this while you were leaving.
Yeah, and I
you
was like,
said
are
no?
you bugging? Yeah, and I was like,
You didn't say no.
I wasn't,
though.
but I was like, let me check your head, because I was like, you must be sick.
But like guys we're so dumb.
Yeah.
And we also like want to look past the red flags.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it's convenient. She's hot.
I know, literally. He was like, well, she liked it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I was just, which I've never done this, in like full in person. And then I was like, yeah, I just don't think it's a match, right? And he's like, oh, I guess. I'm like, it's not working.
Were you like a little tipsy though?
I guess I was like, I felt very relieved. Like once I said it, and he was like, okay. Like I was like, love you, buddy. I think I like hugged him and kissed him.
What would you have wanted your maybe dream guy in that situation to do to that guy who touched the lower part?
Yeah,
of your
I
cock?
guess it wasn't even like that he didn't. That wasn't even it.
It was just the whole vibe.
It was the whole
off.
vibe, and then
Yeah.
like I had fucking old Scrooge
Yeah,
on my back.
theoretically, if you just met the man of your dream life, like that wouldn't have happened.
And also,
he also like it's not Sopranos. He like
Yeah.
reaches over, beats him up, and then you marry him.
I think the guy like exchanged numbers with him, and he was like, he's cool.
He likes baseball.
Yeah, literally. He's like, we like the Mets. I'm like, let's all leave. Like, let's all disperse right now. So I'm just disturbed by that.
I guess on that topic, worst date?
That was probably it.
That was up there?
That was up there.
It?
I mean, it wasn't even like horrible, but I was just like, he was not the vibe.
Awkward.
He just had dad energy. Like, I filmed a TikTok today that will be posted about this.
It was about him?
It was about him.
Wait, can we pop it up?
It's not even posted. It's in the drafts.
When are you posting it? Because this is going to turn around pretty quick. Today is we're going to post it literally. This is posted tomorrow.
Okay.
So tomorrow do you know when you're going to post this?
I'm going to post it tonight. I'm like literally trying not to look at my phone. But the thing was, because he just had like major dad humor. And at the second bar, I'm already on my last leg. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he was like, are you going to go to the bathroom or like leave through the window? And I was like,
You proceeded to leave through the window.
no, literally, I was actually, do you have a step stool? Like, I was like, good idea. And I was like, ew, who the fuck asked that? Also, the date wasn't even going well. So to make that joke, I was like, okay, thank you for like brainstorming with me.
You know what's
like,
also interesting though? I feel like guys and the amount of time on the date, they might not know. Like, for example, like I went on a date,
that's a good
like
thought.
I went on a date that was like 2.5 hours long. And then that's when I got like, oh, should we go on a second date? Whatever, maybe. Is she feeling it or not? And like sometimes guys might not know.
Confused. That makes
you think like 2.5 hours and you make out at the end of the night. Like, what's going on? Is this,
you're
is
like,
this a thing?
it went well. That's a good point.
Because like I'll understand if maybe in that situation it was 20 minutes, it was weird. The guy said like the whole vibe was off. That guy should get it. Like that's a red flag.
He should get it.
But there's some situations where maybe girls or guys feel like they want a little bit more attention. And it's just weird because I feel like, you know, in our grandparents' days, you know, like you met the grandpa or whatever, and then you're married for the next 70 years.
Yeah, even if it was just like an hour meeting.
Yeah, so I wonder what's gonna happen with like marriages in the future, amount of kids. Like, are we all dying?
Yeah,
what the shit is going
on?
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. But yeah, I was like, well, I just feel like I felt bad, so I was like, well, give it 60 minutes, you know.
I think that's a fair amount of time though when you go meet someone.
And also, I was like, let's do a different vibe. Maybe like if some crunchy old man isn't near me, I can like fall in love. But no, it didn't work out. But I even had a friend who she's just like really bold, and not that I'm not, but I'm definitely I'm not that bold, but like she has been on a date and like left within the first 5 minutes. And I was like, did he like
shit, it was like one of those YouTube videos where it's like blind date and hit the
the buzzard immediately. She was like, carry me out.
Wow, savage.
I know.
But did they have a drink first or like no? They didn't order
in her defense, she was like, she pulled up extremely high and she was like, oh, I just feel awkward. And then
why'd she do that though?
I don't know. I was like, you made it weird on your own. And poor guy probably like came in a talks and she was like with the fucking doobie. But I was like, okay, you're.
But at least you know what, power to her though for doing that.
I know.
I think everybody like on the outside looking in sees that is how that situation should go.
Yeah,
but anybody in that situation would be like, she's a bitch. I can't believe she just did that. I came all the way here. Exactly. At least it happened right then.
I know. I was like, good for you though that you were like, this isn't working. I don't even know how I could get to that. You know, I would have been like, I'm allergic to peanuts. Yeah. You know, like I would have to make something crazy up. I feel like my mom is outside and she needs me.
I think so I was a club promoter when I was like 19, 20,
Shut
21.
up. That is so on brand.
And everyone always says that. And it was a lot easier to meet girls on that just because I was meeting them in person. And it was like, all right, is this person like, is she a target? Is she a target? Is this because like everybody's at the same I don't mean it like that. Well, I guess I do. Yeah. But everybody is in the same place at the same time. It's a lot like college, you know, where you kind of have like your pickings. You see the same people at the same parties. But once you get out of college and you're in a huge place like New York, where there are thousands of people you could potentially go on a date with, you're on the apps, it's just a lot harder.
So much harder. And I feel like now that I've even done comedy and like being online a lot and stuff like that, it's, you know, obviously interesting to be like, who wants to date me?
Yeah, how has that been for you? Like, do you like men to know right away that you're a stand-up comedian? Do you want them to kind of work for it? Like,
honestly,
what's the deal?
I like them kind of working for it, but like I was out this past Saturday and I'm like, all my friends literally after one shot, they're like, comedian. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, and then all the guys like made me laugh and I'm like, ew, I want to kill myself. But yeah, like stuff like that. But then it was funny. This is very topical. This is very what's happening right now. I met this guy on Saturday. super cute, sweet boy. And then we hit it off. I mean, I'm just like hilarious. I was just talking and he's like, okay, are you okay?
Occasionally hilarious, as they say.
As they say. And then, let the kids say. And then, whatever, we exchanged numbers. He like ended up coming to like the post game after. It was a vibe. And then the next day, I went to go find him on Instagram. And I was like, oh, I'm curious. I didn't know his last name. And then I go on Instagram and it says follow back. Like he's been following me. And I thought that was a little interesting.
In what way? In a bad way, though?
I don't know. Because one, I mean, we were like, of course, he's like away this week when I'm ready to be like, take my body. Yeah. But he's like on a work trip or something. And I'm like, take me out, like get the limo, like let's go on a date. And then I was like, now I'm like, did you know me before? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes
that'll happen when a post is popping off. You don't see people who are following
like, I
you.
know, and I don't even look because I'm like, I don't want to see.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my God, hi, I didn't know. Also, I would maybe have liked if he's like, oh, I think I follow you. Now I'm like, oh, you're a creep. Not actually.
Yeah, so how do you feel about that? You said interesting, but what's
interesting?
the feeling?
Not like a red flag, I guess. I mean, now I'm gonna ask him about it when I do see him.
Right. Grill him.
And be like, what the fuck is
right,
this?
like he was like, oh, I liked your jokes.
Yeah.
And I had to play it cool.
I know.
Now here we are.
I know. And then he was probably like fangirl. Like, well, it was actually funny. This is one thing we related on kind of comedy wise. Is that when my friend literally put me on blast saying that I'm a comic passed at every club, which is a dirty lie. Then he was like, oh my God, have you ever been to Stumble Inn? So that's like on the Upper West Side, I think. And they have like an open mic there on Friday. I don't know. It's a new thing. I don't really know people that go. But
oh my God, that's a bar, right?
Yeah.
So my dad's friend, Mitch Banchik, shout out Mitch, owns that place.
Shout out Mitch, shut
Hilarious.
up.
Yeah,
Let's
he owns
go.
a bunch of bars.
That's
he owns like
a very
13
fun bar.
Stat.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a big college bar.
Okay,
like
hook me up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you want? Like a free
Like a
Long Island
free
iced
shot.
tea? Yeah, free shot and a Long Island iced tea. I got you.
I just need that from
you.
Mitch. Yeah, so then he was saying, he told me that he was like, oh my God, I just did, he's like, I just did 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
He like lost fantasy football and he had to do a set. Yeah. I was like, okay, do 10.
Yeah.
He was like, what?
Shit.
Yeah, I was like, your 30-minute special. He was like, okay. But I thought that was cool. And then, then it was funny. Like when I texted him the next day, I knew I told him too much because he was like, are you hitting an open mic tonight? I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think initially I don't really mention it because I'm like trying to be like NBD about it because I feel like as a girl, a lot of guys try to like, prompt you to be like hilarious and like say something crazy and like, being a comedian is like, you're obviously funny, but it's a subtle thing. And like, it's not that you're constantly like with the top hat and a cane. Yeah. And so, yeah, like, and then especially when I'm out too, I'm definitely like different. I'm just like hot girl vibes and I'm like not trying to like be super kooky, I guess. After like 3 shots, I'm like ripping my shirt off. But yes, like initially like chilling. And then kind of when we get to it, I also think it's like a flex. So then they're like, oh, wow, like she didn't even mention it. Like, that's so sick. And they're like low-key freaking out. And I'm like, why? Like, it's nothing.
You ever find that guys, though, like need to or try and overcompensate? Like, I'm funny too.
Oh, my God, yeah. Or like when I'm like, I don't know, texting people. And they'll like be like trying to do a lot of things and like sending emojis. They're like, I'm like,
literally
ew.
me. Well, I'm a big emoji guy.
No, you're a good emoji guy though. But like, what's annoying? I'd be like, have you ever gotten like on Hinge or something when people like recognize you?
For the most part, like here, I'll even show you.
Yeah,
so like my dating profile apps, I keep it like very come to the Ted Jones Comedy Show, follow Ted Jones World type. Okay, let's see. So I don't
give it right on brand.
Let's see which one. Okay. So like this is my Hinge. I'll show you guys this, and then I'll show you my Raya, but I'm not allowed to.
Oh my
otherwise,
God,
I'm gonna get in trouble.
waiting. Oh my God, really? Why is that?
What? Well, because you can't screenshot.
Oh.
Send me a code. I'll send you the thing.
I
okay.
have it. I'm just waiting for it to
send
get
it to
approved.
me.
Oh, can I?
Yeah.
Shake on it still.
So this is like my, I put the show there, as you guys see.
Oh my God, that's
like
such a good promo.
You know what I mean? I just like want people to know about the show, maybe
and the
they'll
vibes.
come, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you that. That's right. That's cute. That's like on brand, my finger in my friend's butt.
Exactly.
Okay.
Show some personality.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to take me on a date, pay for dinner, pay for drinks, maybe we can tool.
This is a great photo of you.
Thanks. Right? Sick. It's in my bathroom.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool. Then people sometimes ask, like, is that your grandpa? Just fresh. Grandpa Jones.
Yeah, Grandpa Jones, he's still kicking. You have to pay for Raya, right?
Yeah. So I've had it for probably like 6 years. Around there,
Okay.
like when they first came out.
Yeah.
And it was like $9.99 back then. Then they had the $19.99. I have to put limits on the dating apps because like I'll occasionally just be on it for like
oh my
an
God,
hour.
and just buy it for fun.
Yeah.
Do you say, or have you seen like anyone that's like, you know, noteworthy? Who?
Yeah.
Tell me.
I can't be on here. I can't be on here doing
I
this.
told my NFL boyfriend.
We don't know who it
did.
is. We don't know the name.
We did it. I can't.
He's just
'cause
NFL. Yeah,
I know.
see, there you go.
See, it's not a flex. He could be like, okay, like stay safe.
Well, I mean, it's just whatever. You read about it sometimes in articles that people are on that app or whatever. But it is the app Raya, I guess, is for people who are serious about dating and are looking for other people who maybe are
similar like level, I guess.
Yeah, like doing things in entertainment, show business type, actors, singers, dancers, models, whatever. I went to a performing arts high school in New York City.
Wait, where'd you go? Did you go to LaGuardia?
Professional children's school.
Oh, wow. We did talk about this.
But yeah, so I went to school with actors, singers, dancers, models, ballerinas, and like I was one out of, no joke, like 10 straight kids in my grade, and they were like 40 gay guys and then like 30 straight girls.
Yeah.
So it was different. And I went there as an athlete.
Oh, okay.
It was like very different.
Oh my God, very different. Yeah, you were very straight there.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get on Raya because my Hinge, I'm kind of over it. I feel like I've had recently, so many guys will message me and they're like, TikTok girl, or they would be like TikTok star. Or just be like, hey, like, you are all over my FYP.
So what are the chances if somebody asks you on a date that you'd go out on a date with them after matching with them?
Yeah.
Like, because you're saying sometimes you were just like, oh, I want to go on it for maybe attention.
Yeah,
reasons.
it depends. Honestly, it's like very timing-wise, I feel like, for girls. Just like
you mean like time of the month?
Yeah,
no, shit.
But you know, it's just like if I'm in the mood. So like for instance, the guy that I went out with that was weird, and the old man touched my back.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
I know
that is not fucking chill, by the way, guys.
If you're watching,
if you're a bro,
take a laugh.
literally, if you're a bro and that happens to a girl you're going on a date with, you do your best to punch that guy in the face.
Yeah,
start swinging. Anyways, go ahead.
So little pause. No, but for that moment, I guess it was like I was kind of like, oh my God, I'm bored. What I've been having this not even issue, but like I love comedy so much and I love grinding, but also like I need. Also a little like I need to like go out once a week or like a date once a week, like something different that's like just for me. So that was one of the moments because I was like, I need to go on a date this week. I don't even care whose son it is.
And you find that maybe girls have this feeling once
yeah,
a week.
Yeah. And then I was just like, yeah. So then he like messaged me like last week, whatever. And then he was kind of someone that was like lightly chatting with. And then he was like, and I was like, how about this week? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, we did not talk at all prior, which I normally like to do a little vibe check, but sometimes
I don't like to or do?
I do, but then also there's sometimes that I'm like, let's just like go into it and like meet there. So, but this one didn't work out that well. So
I don't know if there's like a real way for somebody to go about trying to go on a date or messaging well on a dating app because everybody kind of has their own vibe, right?
Exactly.
And it's so new, it feels like.
Yeah, and I feel like it's hard to also get, across in a message. Like I feel like me and you were like both very silly and like we know, messaging each other. Like it's like so lighthearted. Yeah, and like, yes, sir. Like it's nothing but like people that I do not know and I'm like sending a random like chameleon emoji. They're probably like, this girl's on meth. So
would you be embarrassed to meet somebody on a dating app and have to tell somebody the rest of your life that you met somebody on a dating app?
No, right? I know. Some people, I feel like that's like old now to be like, we met on Tinder.
It's getting more normal.
Like now it's like chill. But I do think, I feel like I'm such a, I don't know, especially comedians, like we're such outgoing people that it's not hard to meet people out. Nonetheless, like it should be like light work type of thing to like meet someone, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I have Riz, so.
There you go. You got the W Riz.
I feel like I got the W Riz. You're so with the lingo.
Were you a big performer in high school?
I honestly, I did theater and drama and middle schoolish. And then I think when I got to high school, I was like, I need to be cool. And I did not. Like I did audition and I don't think I got like a lead. So I was like, I'm out.
Right.
And then I just like
Too cool for
started like
school.
violently smoking weed.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't smoke weed,
I
do you?
do. No, I do.
Did
I
it
don't
smell like weed when you walked in here?
No, it
Let's
smelled
go.
like
I aired that shit out.
good. You
Yeah,
did.
that's why I lit
yeah,
it.
your candle's doing overwork right
There you go.
now.
Yeah, and I opened that window. It's freezing out here.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely, I don't even know. Now I definitely do still smoke weed, but not like, I feel like you can only do it like in like evening, night,
Yeah.
or like yesterday, like I woke up and hungover and I was like, the day is canceled. So I just like
A bagel and a joint.
I know. And the day was canceled. It was amazing. Like I literally was like, I think I have like bed sores because I did not move.
Do you ever have an awkward moment with like a guy smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Don't you fucking, oh my
Like
God.
sometimes I get too high and I offer the hit and I'm like, fuck, why did I do this? I just want to be alone.
I literally, me and my sister were just talking about this. Like,
How old's your sister, by the way?
she's a year older than me. And we're super close. She like smokes so much more than me now. But we were saying like smoking with a guy is like not it anymore. Like when I was in like high school, I'd be like, let's smoke.
Yeah,
but then
maybe.
like now I'm like overthinking it. My
I think
leg
people are
is
pretty.
shaking,
Yeah, people are pretty
like,
particular when they're high too.
Yeah, and also I'm like I feel like I'm being weird even though like I'm sleeping.
Mouth
You know
is
what
a
I
little
mean?
Dry.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like
comfortable in a position.
I
You gotta
know.
move.
I was like, can I move my leg? I'm like, do I need to ask him to pick up my sock? You know, like weird things like that. But yeah, I do not. I guess I only like smoke with guys when like right before bed and we're like gonna like have a sleepover. I'm like, and then I'll like pass out and be like, do not look at me, like it's bedtime. Or like maybe after we drank a lot, so I'm like more drunk than high, you know.
I think we need to find the strain of weeds that people know that they can gravitate to if they don't want to be too high.
Yeah.
Because like that's kind of,
Are you, like,
in alcohol, you can have like a little bit and you
Yeah.
know how you're going to get.
Exactly.
Weed, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You just
and
rely on whoever gave it to you.
literally, and I'm like, well, he's
Yeah, it's not that
homeless,
strong.
so whatever. Yeah. Ends up in Ted Jones world.
Yeah, literally. There you
Like,
go. What were you going to say?
like, are you like one that's like specific on like different strains?
Sativa. So not
Okay.
indica, which is indicouch. But I'm
Indicouch,
smoking,
yeah.
I smoke a lot.
Okay, so or like I like get from like my literal like smoke shop gas station vibe like down the street.
Yeah, sometimes.
Is that where you get
well,
from?
sometimes they have good stuff, but other times people will legitimately spray like some sort of chemical on it that is
Yeah.
like weed type and it smells like plastic a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful with that. And also in New York, there's no real line that has been drawn between the places that you can get it and places that you can't.
Yeah,
There's
right.
like 3 places in New York that have a license, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous. And apparently it's legal all over.
Everywhere
so
else,
never
yeah.
really fully know.
It's everywhere.
That's why I still pick up from William Williams, who episode 75 came on the podcast and was talking about
Really?
dealing nugget. Yeah.
Oh my
And I
God.
cut off his face. It was this. It's
Oh
just
my
like this.
God.
You have to check out that episode
I'm
75.
so dead. Wait,
But,
I need to see that.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'll trust stores here and there, but my trust can easily be broken from a place in New York if they give me stuff that tastes like plastic.
I mean, like I'm getting from a store right now that's literally called like Bing Bong Smoke Shop.
Yeah, like you
Like,
don't
that
know these
shouldn't
days.
be the name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm like, let's head to Bing Bong.
Yeah.
Like, what? That should not be
Yeah,
legal.
so I mean, you definitely have a better chance of getting something legit if you go to a dispensary type, but sometimes
Yeah.
those places don't work either.
Agreed. I don't know. It's interesting. But now I definitely feel like, are you type to be able to like smoke and then perform?
No. I'll cut that shit
No.
like 3 hours before. Like 3 hours before the podcast, no. 3 hours
Yeah.
before performing, no.
No,
And I
agreed.
sometimes like don't eat. Like before the Ted Jones Comedy Show, I don't eat.
I like
The whole
that.
day.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
whole day.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Skinny.
So I'll go from like probably 11 p.m. one night to the next day, like 10 p.m. Sometimes
Yeah.
like 24 hours. I'll go.
Wow. Jesus. Okay.
I find that like I'm sharper when I don't have food in my body.
I feel you. Yeah. So funny with comedy now. I have like the weirdest eating schedule. I feel like we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, let's hear about
Like,
it.
I mean, I probably just eat like one big meal on the weekdays. Like I ate at probably like 12:30 and then like
Today.
Yeah, and then when I go
Me
home,
too.
probably at like 10
Yeah.
midnight latest tonight, then I guess like I'll eat a grape and like knock myself unconscious.
Do you ever feel that you are sharper though when you don't eat?
Yeah, right. Because after I eat one fry, I'm like, it's time to go to bed.
Because your whole body is focused on breaking down the food.
Yeah.
Like your energy is focused on breaking down the food in your body.
And I feel like it's even hard, like, since we're out all the time doing mics and stuff, I don't like getting food in between. Everyone's like, let's get food. I'm like, ew.
Oh, yeah, people do that?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to be like slurring my words
Yeah,
and like
no.
not know what to say. I don't know.
Yeah, any
I need to,
show
like,
day, I
lay.
tend to stay away from the food and the weed for the most part.
Needed. Definitely.
What kind of food do you eat? Do you eat like plant healthy
I would
style?
say
or what?
I try to be pretty plant healthy. I'm definitely a fat ass at heart, like for sure. Like yesterday was a great day. We literally got a box of Krispy Kreme and like had two joints.
all
and I was
right.
like, talk to you later.
Lit.
That was nice. So like I love shrimp. Yum. Why do
Like
I
shrimp
start
cocktail?
with that? Yeah, love it. Ooh,
Fancy.
okay.
It's like my sister.
Yum.
It's like in the what's the tartar sauce?
Yeah, like,
Is that what it's
yeah,
called? No, not tartar sauce. It's like from
Shrimp
SpongeBob.
cocktail
Shrimp
sauce.
cocktail, but what's the sauce?
Marinara?
No, it's not marinara.
It's not. No, that would be weird.
All right, pop it up here. I can't believe we forgot. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, what is this? Delete. Red sauce. I don't know,
Something
but
red.
we know.
Yes.
Cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce.
Is that it?
I think
Okay.
so.
That I feel like I'm a big sandwich girl. I love sandwiches.
Okay.
Or like wraps.
Where's like your favorite sandwich spot?
There's this deli next to me that makes a mean.
Come on, a deli,
I
not like a
know.
place that we all know.
I know. Actually, you know what I'm loving?
Yeah.
Like Ruby's Cafe.
Okay.
I feel like you've been.
Where's that, Soho?
Yeah,
Maybe
Soho.
I've
They're
heard
like
of that.
everywhere. There's
Yeah.
one like West Village. Just super yummy.
Are more people your age eating a plant-based lifestyle
For
than the older
sure.
people? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
I feel like it. Like everyone just like tries to eat healthy, I feel.
Is that like less meat or how do you mean more
Yeah,
healthy?
I mean, I love meat, unfortunately. Like, I will literally eat a cow's ass just because it's so yummy.
Yeah, well, people eat, that's what we've been eating it for
I
years.
know.
I will say,
I was
I'll
like,
give you
I will
that.
do it. You're like, you did do that. Like my roommates and I don't know, but they're pretty good. Like chickpea vibes.
Do you guys cook a lot?
Mediterranean. They definitely do. Like I'm not home a lot on the weekdays, but when I am, we'll do like a little collaboration,
Nice.
which is great. But yeah, I feel like also now with social media, everyone's like 5 ingredients to make the best meal. Yeah.
The onions, freaking this, that.
Yeah, they're like get the dill.
The pan,
I'm like,
the
what
friggin'.
the hell?
What do you think the future looks like for social media in terms of apps? Do you think YouTube is just going to take over the entire world? Because do you watch cable TV, as they say?
No. Do you?
No.
No.
And I'm looking to people who are your age to kind of see
I know.
where, like, it's the Netflix,
I
the
guess
Hulu,
it's
the
just
YouTube.
like it's gonna just be streaming services, and then YouTube can never go away because one, it was like the first streaming, and two, it's like the only one that has like middle, length. Like they're kind of like in the middle, like they're short form, like TikTok
Instead of being like a
Instagram
20-minute
yeah,
show
but
on
then
TV
like
with 10 minutes of
like
commercial.
putting this up, we wouldn't do it on Netflix, YouTube. Like it couldn't. There's also like nothing in competition with YouTube, I feel.
Right, like not like you hear about Rumble, this new service that came out, but like that's not really in competition. It's just like Andrew Tate and Steve will do it.
Literally.
So that's about it. How do you feel about Andrew
Teaser.
Tate, by the way? We'll talk
I'm
about this
scared of
controversial
him.
topic.
I'm
You
scared
know what
of
the
him.
thing is, like when he says shit that is like motivational towards men, and I
Yeah.
agree with, I'm like, yo, this is great. This
Yeah,
guy
go
makes a lot of
off.
sense.
Yeah,
but then he'll
sure.
just say like really disrespectful shit
Craziness.
towards women.
Yeah.
When I'm like, how can you support a guy like this when he's also on the other end?
Also, I mean, you can
talking a lot of shit.
obviously, even as a woman, like call her daddy, be like, oh, fuck guys, like they're mistreating us, but no one is like that derogatory in the sense, you know what I mean? Like, let's like take away men's right to vote, even though, hey, that's a good idea. But you know what I mean? Like, he's like too much with it. And then I'm like, okay, now the bit, it's no longer a bit. Babe.
Yeah,
The
like
bit's
I agree.
over.
I agree. Especially since he's in jail. That's a
Yeah,
jam.
I was like, the jig is up.
We'll see what happens with him.
I know. I really follow up.
Yeah, me too. He's being represented by who's the lawyer?
I don't know, but I saw that
Johnny- not Johnny
he's
Depp's
supposed to
lawyer.
like come out soon.
Maybe of
Yeah.
jail or the closet. Imagine that'd be a freaking good
That's
twist.
what I'm saying.
It's like I'm
Some
gay,
people
by the way.
have said that. Yeah, literally internet breaks. Rumble
Rumble shoots
rises.
up. Yeah, Rumble CEO's like, look, Tate, you're gonna say you're gay.
Literally, that's it. Break the internet. Honestly, though, I feel like that's been like a rumor. They're like, he hates women that much. But also, I'm like, it's for the bit. Right?
I think it's for the best.
It has to be.
So how do you feel about building your personal brand over the TikTok and the YouTube Shorts? Where do you think the best place to do it is? Your meme page, and as Daniela Mora.
Meme page is doing fine. I gotta get back to her. It's hard. I'm trying to do meme page, my own page, TikTok, YouTube.
Stand up.
I'm kidding. I don't even have a YouTube. But yeah. And then stand up, I need to like be in person and write, but also the TikTok and then the YouTube. You know, like it's a whole thing. But for now, I mean, I feel like the easiest and fastest place to grow is TikTok. I think most people can say that. YouTube Shorts is busting right now, just doing really well. And then as well as Instagram Reels. I've had some Reels pop off. I feel like it's iffy with Reels. Like they either do like super duper well or like nothing.
It feels that way on most platforms. Like you put the same video up and you're like, why is there such a discrepancy? And like why did Facebook Reels push it further?
I was like, why did you hate me? Stuff like that. I mean, for me, I found TikTok being my fastest growing platform. Honestly, it's not even super crazy, but that has just been like more eyeballs and just like easier to kind of distribute. And then Instagram Reels, I feel like I've gotten like a lot of like followers and like opportunities from that, just from like a blowing up Reels video.
Did you start TikTok TikTok rather during the pandemic? Like what were you doing during the pandemic? Like when it first came out?
When it first came out, I was in college and I remember I got the app.
You were in college?
I was, yeah.
So you're a senior?
I was a senior.
Oh man, your life got ruined.
Everyone was like, no.
March 13th, 2020. Let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back. Oh my God. I will say like, okay, I kind of slayed my senior year because I had this meme account. Not the one that I currently have, but a previous one. And I would like do posts for bars and then just get everything for Frizzle. So I'm pretty sure I was at the bar and they threw like a COVID party. Like once we
That's sick.
I know. They were like, fuck COVID-19.
Yeah,
and no one knew about it.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
Because you don't have sales tax there. How are you supposed to know about COVID?
So I was like, sorry guys, we can't do math or read. It's Delaware. So then I remember that they threw like a COVID party. It literally was like, fuck Corona. Oh my God, TBT when we used to call it Corona.
I know.
That was weird.
That was weird.
And then that party happened. Pretty sure that was a super
Corona.
spreader.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did you
it
get
had
sick
to
from
be.
it?
No, I did not get sick. And then a lot of people started leaving. And then I stayed for a bit, but also it was like very scary at the time, obviously, and everyone was like masked up and like painting outside.
So you went back home?
So I ended up going back home. I was there for probably like a month. I would
wiping down groceries and shit.
Yeah, literally. I was like, mother, cover your face, you know, like so bizarre. And then I ended up moving in the following June 1st.
And you're still with the same roommates that you moved in with?
Same roommates, same apartment. Yeah.
Oh, so you've been there for like
almost
3 years? 2 years.
2 years.
When
in
is your
June.
lease up?
June. Yeah.
And you guys gonna keep it one more year maybe?
I don't know.
Or like one of the girls has a boyfriend.
I know.
He's using the apartment too much.
Literally.
You better start paying rent. Pay that,
Literally,
Jimbo.
yeah. Oh my God, that was almost his name too.
Jeff, I meant.
Close. Ooh, James. Close. But I think that I'm trying to move out. I think I'm going to try to do the big move because one, I'm like trying to like get more of an income on social media on top of my job. So I feel like maybe I can like do it if I like start selling feet pics or something.
Absolutely you can, yes.
And then, yeah, I like it. I just feel like and it's so funny how so many people say this too, but even as a comic, like people like living with other comics because, you know, it keeps you kind of like in the groove or like on your toes. Yeah. And I love my friends. I definitely have like still a pretty big social life, but I feel like sometimes when I'm home, I'm like, no one speak. Like I just did like 8 shows back to back talking to like a homeless person. Like I need to be in a quiet, or if I'm like filming something, you know, sometimes it's hard to like run in my room and be like renegade, you know. So
Do you actually know people who sell pictures of their feet?
I don't. I've gotten asked a lot though.
I think one of the first times we met, you told me that, or you actually told me it was
definitely
like a more gnarly story. It wasn't
think
the
it was
feet
more
picture.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you care to
also, I'm such like I'm going to jail. I'm not, but I mean, like I answer these people, which I've stopped now. But so I wanted to buy my used shoes, and I was like, okay. They're like really dirty and disgusting. Yeah. And then I was like, I was going to throw these away. I used to like go off, daddy. And yeah, like I
Oh, how much did he pay? And also, yes, continue.
He didn't pay. That's the thing, is that I sent him a photo of them. He literally sent me his address and everything. And he was like in Stockholm or in Denmark.
This was off of Instagram?
Yes. He was like, you're beautiful. I want to suck your toe. Something like that. And I was like, okay, which one? You know, like I was like, sure, I would love some money. Yeah, literally. I was like, big toe is not painted, but you know, it's like, I'm down. And so I ended up, I sent him a photo of my shoes. Some of them are dirty. And he was like, I want those. Like, they look like they smell good. I was like, keep that to yourself.
I imagine girls can make a lot of money doing stuff like that.
Yeah. And then only thing though is that, it seems like a lot of these are fake, or that they just like the
attention of
the riling
to
up
you.
is already in
Definitely.
response. Yeah.
That's a little bit like girls on the dating apps, right? They're like, oh, I want some attention.
Literally. Yeah. Maybe I have to start making Hinge like feet pics and be like, I'm bored. Happy Sunday. Yeah. That could be good. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if that's it now, because I can't answer them anymore. I can't. And no one has sent me anything. Only thing I've gotten is like people will Venmo me sometimes.
Do you ever put your Venmo in your handle? That's what you should do.
I know.
I feel like I see that sometimes with girls.
Yeah, but see, I feel like having it like perpetually there is like, Like I'd rather be like
a little escort vibe.
Yeah, I'd rather be like a little like sweet about it and be like,
right. If you want to,
yeah,
right.
I don't want to be like my Venmo is, you know, like
Right.
I don't like that personally, but. What I've been doing is when I'm barking for shows, sometimes I'll go on live. And then some people will be like, what's your Venmo? And I'm like, love you.
Before we get out of here, if you don't mind, I would love to go through maybe your inbox and read one of the weirdest DMs you have.
Okay.
Background music here.
Someone has once like put me in a group chat with some of their guy friends. That was a weird one. Wait, where is that?
That's uncomfortable.
I know. And then it was like in a DM though.
I should have told you this before. My bad. Scrolling through all the 50 you get a day.
Oh, I mean,
that's like also like for my comedy show.
Is,
that's the most I get. I get like 3 or 4 a week just from comics.
That's good though. Okay, let's see. Let me see. This one's like nice. We'll just start off chill. Been trying to come up with the Rizzy way to slide in, but this story broke my brain. Also, your comedy bits are mesmerizing. Keep up the grind. That was nice.
How did you not respond to that?
Well, I can't respond to all of them because then they go crazy and like will keep messaging me and I'm like, bro, we don't know each other. Like,
right. I just keeps responding to the story.
Or yeah, I want to like the message, but even like, for instance, like funny and hot, what's the catch? Like, oh, you're gonna keep me waiting, and I'm like, wait, I don't.
A full year?
Yeah, and I'm like, boo, relax. Like, yeah, and no, I don't know. They get like a little like
a creepy one.
Okay, let me get a creepy one.
I think we want to hear a creepy one.
Okay, this is you're gonna be disturbed.
Can you make a meme page of your DMs?
I really could.
Why don't you post one a day?
Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, some of them are villain activities. People like, it's funny, people start quoting me sometimes and I'm like, that's enough. Wait, I'm trying to find this one.
That's like some Drake shit.
I know.
Girls like getting into his DMs, quoting his songs.
Oh my God. Like they'll quote a TikTok and I'm like, what the fuck is this person saying? And I was like, oh, I've said this once. And I was like, ew, he's so weird. Okay, wait, there's one, maybe I have to like just look it up.
We can take a second. If you want to take a second to look for it, we can cut the in between. So go ahead. Look for
let's see.
Don't stress.
How do I see? Oh my God. Oh, here it is. Oh, thank you, God. If it shows them that they open it, that's an issue.
Well, but it says
it didn't. Yeah, it didn't. Here's a couple. He just goes really crazy. This is probably the first one. If you
my God. Go ahead. Can you read it? Or you want me to read it? Whatever's better.
I'll read this one. You read the last one. I would drag my dick through a mile of broken glass just to hear you fart over a walkie-talkie. Honestly, the creativity.
That's funny, though.
That's funny, but I'm like, The problem is that it was funny, but the problem is also that I'm scared.
Yeah.
Then he said, okay, this one is a little too much. He said this on Saturday to a photo, which is hard because, like, obviously I want to be taken seriously and, like, be like a comedian, but also, like, I'm sorry that I also want to be like a hot girl and, like, pop my pussy. You know what I mean?
Interesting. So there's a
the line is hard. Yeah. Yes. He responded to my story on Saturday. I would castrate a wolf with my teeth just to get a sniff of the dick that fucked you last.
Oh my God.
That's
fucking
too
rude.
much.
That's rude. That one's Does he have a little picture or what?
Yeah, he does. No, but like
he's a real person.
He is, but he's also scary looking.
That's a funny name.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's just really the tip of the iceberg.
But I wonder even from a male to male perspective, I don't know what I would accomplish sending something like that.
Also, I think that they like, you know, I guess they're trying to like match my energy, I think.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, I'll kill you, dad, and like fuck your evil twin for 1 second of your time. Like something crazy, which that's funny, but you know, that's not really going to get me to respond because I'm like, you're scary.
Best way to get you to respond, Daniela, as we wrap up this episode here.
Okay. It needs to be... I don't want to.
Let's say like a simple sentence.
Yeah,
maybe, if you can give out one.
Okay. Well, I can't like.
And no, guys, she might not respond.
I still might respond, so no one come for me. It might even. I don't know if it could be a sentence. It would be funny. What I like is like kind of like a fun challenge vibe. Like I've gotten a DM of someone sending me something not in English, and then I had to translate it. That was fun. And then I
and you went through the
I went
process
through,
of translating
yeah,
it.
and then I sent one back in Morse code.
What?
I know.
Oh my God. I would bug if I was the guy.
He was like, oh, it's been an hour. I don't know what. He was like, is this Braille? I'm sorry. I'm so confused right now. Like, he was really trying. And I was like, well, let me know when you figure it out. And that was fun.
Creative.
Yeah. I also like a really, I mean, I'm always like, I'm a hypocrite because I'm like, ew, guys are perverts. But like, if you were like, oh my God, you're so fucking hot. And then maybe you're like funny about it or like, I don't know, something like sexy, but like funny.
Creative, sexy, but flirty.
Yeah.
Funny.
And also like kind of like clevery. I don't like the guys that are like, you know.
How about straight to the point, though? No? Is that not good?
I guess.
Hey, I think you're really cute. We should get a drink. Does that work?
Cry me a river.
Fuck.
Yeah.
See, this is tough.
Well,
because in real life, that would work.
That
like
would
on
work.
the bus with that guy, if he were to talk to you first, that would have worked.
Yeah, that would have worked 100%.
It's
well,
just different. You got to be more creative.
You really got to be something different. Well, it's because, I don't know, it's hard because, yeah, I feel like, well, also it depends. I always say you got to know your target market. Like me, who like talks about getting all these DMs a lot and stuff like that, like you're gonna need to do something better than that. But also, it depends who is sending that. Like if it's like, unfortunately, like a verified fucking like daddy who's like, let's get a drink, I'll be like, I'm outside. Like I actually made the reservation. Here's the link. You know, it depends. It really depends. It's weird. It depends. And so many people ask me that, but it really depends on the vibes.
Well, would you say that a guy would need to just try?
Try.
Don't just send a simple message. Try a little bit. Be a little bit creative and you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. And if not, you'll make a debut on TikTok or something. That's not the worst case.
Well said. Daniela Mora, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. Woo! Before we get out of here, we're popping up your Instagram right here. Please let us know where we can follow you, where you're performing, and the whole nine, please.
Let's go, guys. It is Daniela Mora 1 on Instagram, Daniela Mora 1. We're going to find out who has the plain Daniela Mora, and we're going to come after that.
Bitch.
Damn it. And then I feel like TikTok is just, that's where the real joy is. It is Danyella 5000. Why, we don't know. But hey, show on Thursday, 10 o'clock, St. Mark's. And I will be in Pennsylvania on Friday.
Amazing.
Right.
A little traveling.
Yeah.
This is the first road situation you've done?
This is my first road moment, yeah.
Beautiful.
This
Daniela, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Guys, thanks for tuning in and come to the Ted Jones Comedy Show March 16th. Check the link in this YouTube video. Peace.
Bye.